Hi, my name is Matt, and welcome to my channel, Less Dependent Wisconsin. Now, the reason I named it that is it's really difficult for most people to say they can be self-sufficient. You just don't have the space to raise your own cows, things like that. But I like the term less dependent because there are things we can all do to be less dependent on society, raise our own vegetables, stuff like that. We'll get into the topics as we go along. Now, I live in north central Wisconsin, so that's going to pose a few different challenges. First off, we live our lives indoors half the year. Right now it's, middle of December, 14 degrees outside. We'll see negative 20s, negative 30s at some point this winter. But for the most part, it's pretty cold up here. So you got to take that into account. Also, the growing season's very short. If spring starts rolling around end of April, March, early April, we get everything thawed, you get stuff into the ground in May, you're really only growing until about September before we start seeing frost again. So we're going to have to, deal with those kind of challenges. But a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Matt. I am semi-retired. I am an 8-year Army veteran. I served from 2007 to 2015. I was a chemical soldier my first 3-4 years, and then I switched over to high voltage electricity. I also have over 20 years of restaurant experience, and we'll get into that a little later, how that's going to be useful. As I mentioned, I owned a small 2-bedroom house, detached garage, good sized backyard, fenced in, but it's going to allow me to do some of these projects that we're going to talk about. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to really get into is raising quail. Okay. And as you can see behind me, these are Coturnix quail. Okay. These guys are all about 4 weeks old, and they're doing really good. But I'm going to be raising my own quail for meat and eggs. I hope to sell some of the eggs and meat, and then also feed my friends as well. I'm also going to be doing some product reviews. The pen that these guys are in is a 2-tier grow out pen from hatchingtime.com. Okay, and I'll be doing a product review on that. I've got a brooder from them as well, and a couple of the larger pens for the egg tray collections. So we'll be getting to that over the next few weeks. We're going to be getting into gardening, and it's going to be easy stuff to grow and stuff that you'll eat. I also want to get into possibly growing my own quail food, raising the corn, drying that out, those kind of things. We're going to talk about processing and preserving food. We're going to talk about pressure canning. We'll get into dehydrating food. I love dehydrated fruit. Great healthy snack, easy to do. We'll talk about building a pantry for emergencies and how you can take advantage of sales and stuff like that. And as I mentioned, I've got quite a bit of restaurant experience, so we'll be doing some cooking videos as well. Just different things I've learned over the years, new things I want to try. So you'll be seeing some of that on this channel as well. I'm going to be getting into beekeeping. I've purchased a hive, and it's kind of set up right now, but I've ordered the bees as well. We'll be able to pick those up in the spring, and we'll explore that hobby and how the bees are going to be actually beneficial to the gardening. We're going to talk about Rainwater Collection. I've got 4 55-gallon barrels that I purchased and have set up to collect the rain from the gutters. I purchased a self-contained PV system. It's a 2,000-watt PV system. It's separate from the grid, so should the grid ever go down, I can at least produce some electricity, charge batteries, things like that, keep a few things running in critical need. But we'll do a product review on that. We're going to talk about fishing. Fishing, I live near some really great lakes, and fishing is just a way to produce my own food. So if you know what you're doing and what to fish for, you can have some excellent fish meals. I will be producing a greenhouse, or building a greenhouse, so I can grow vegetables outdoors next winter. But that'll be a springtime, summertime project. And we'll do a little talk about prepping for emergencies. Different things you can learn or build. One thing I got outside now is a Dakota fire pit. If you're not familiar with what one of those is, look that up. But I'll show you how I built that. But that's going to be a great tool, in case of an emergency, really. But that's basically what my channel is going to be about. If you have any comments or questions, things you'd possibly like to see on the channel, go ahead and leave a comment below. We'll do our best to, I'll do my best to try to video something and address those issues. But hey, just focus on being less dependent on things. And you all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.